We begin your review for the transformations test. First off, just remembering our vocabulary. When we say vertical, that means something on the outside is happening. Horizontal means something on the inside is happening. Flips occur when you have a negative multiplication. A stretch is just regular multiplication. And shifts happen when you have addition or subtraction. Those are the main 5 points you must remember. Okay, now we use those. And here are the answers already written out for 6 through 10. Okay, with the -3 here, that means inside. So it's a horizontal, it's a shift because it's add or subtract. And remember, horizontal on the inside, everything is flipped around. So a minus you would think would be to the left, it's actually to the right. Now this +4 on the outside, it means plus is a shift, outside is vertical, and it's up 4 units then, vertical meaning up and down. Number 7, multiplying by 4 on the outside, multiplying means stretch, outside means vertical, so it's a vertical stretch by a factor of 4. And then the -7 on the outside means vertical shift, and it's down 7 units. Number 8, the multiplication of -1 just means it's a flip. It's outside, that's why it's a vertical flip. And the +8 inside, that means it's something with a shift on the horizontal level because it's inside, and it's left 8 units as a result. Number 9, horizontal stretch by a factor of 3. That's where we get this 3 from, because we're multiplying to the stretch horizontally because it's inside by a factor of 3. Shifting to the left 1 unit, that comes from the +1, so it's a horizontal shift to the left 1 unit, and then -2 on the outside, so shift because it's a subtraction, vertical because it's outside, down 2 units. And the last one, 1/2 in front, multiplying on the outside means it's a vertical stretch by a factor of that 1/2. The 5 on the inside, again multiplying, so multiply is a stretch, horizontal because it's inside, and it's by a factor of 5. And then +2.4 on the outside means it's vertical, adding means it's a shift, and we're going to go up then 2.4 units. Now, we work backwards in this one. So, we're given a function f of x, and it's going to shift up 3 units, right 1 unit. Every time when you have the function that's given to you to begin with, start by rewriting that just as f of x, or in this case, like in 13, write it as x cubed. But always put your x part in parentheses because that's going to make it easier for you to go and to adjust your function. So, shifting up 3 units, okay, that's a vertical shift, so it's a plus on the outside, plus 3 units. And shifting to the right 1 unit, it's a shift, so it's plus or minus. To the right means a -1 on the inside. Okay, same here. Start by writing g of x, putting it in parentheses, and I give myself plenty of room just to make my adjustments. Shifting right 2 units means it's a -2. Flipped over the x-axis. That means, think of your x-axis here. If I flip over it, I'm flipping vertically. So that means my negative is out on the outside. Number 13, vertically stretched by a factor of 5. So that means I have a 5 on the outside, stretching because it's multiplying, vertically because it's outside. And shifted down 6 units. That's a vertical shift, so it's outside again, this time with addition or subtraction. So 5x cubed minus 3. And now in this case, really, we don't have anything that needs to be in parentheses, so that's why your answer key would just read like that. I'm fine either way as you look at that. Okay, e to the x. What I'm going to do here is say, well, yeah, I should put this in parentheses, but essentially the exponent acts as the parentheses. So we don't even need to, we don't even need to really deal with the parentheses there. So, what I'm going to look at, flipped over the y-axis. Remember we looked here, y-axis then would be a horizontal flip. So that means make the inside negative. And to shift left 3 units means I need to add 3 to my inside part. If it was to the outside, it would be something like this. But we don't want anything to the outside there. And a vertical flip would have been a negative out in front like that. Okay, number 15. This was not x, it was the square root of x. So same thing, I'm going to write square root of x, and again, I won't put parentheses because the square root acts as your parentheses for you. Horizontally stretched, horizontal, inside, stretch, multiplication. So horizontal by a factor of 1/3. It's then shifted down 3 units, so a -3 goes on the outside because of that. And then flipped over the x-axis. Again, that's a vertical flip, so that means our negative will come out in front. And the last one, cosine of x is what we started with, so I'm going to make cosine of, give myself room for x. Vertically stretched, vertical, outside stretch multiplication by a factor of 2. Horizontal stretch, horizontal inside stretch multiplication by a factor of 7. Okay, we then have some shifts. Shifted down, down is vertical, so down 4 units on the outside. Shifted right, that's on the inside 5 units, and again, if I want it right, it needs to be backwards, so that's a -5 on the inside. Alright, now for the graphs. Same idea as before. We're still going to say, okay, this guy's going to shift right 2 units and down 3 units from your original. Take each of your original points, so like this first point was here, shift it to the right 2 and down 3. And look where he's going to end up right there. Okay, same with this point here. If I'm going to go, actually he should have been to the right 3, listen to me. It should have been to the left 3 because it's backwards on the inside. So that point's not correct. It should have been down 3 and to the left 2. Same here, down 3 to the left 2. This point was right here, down 3 to the left 2. Point right here, down 3 to the left 2. Connect your dots. Number 18, 2 times f of x. That's a vertical stretch. That means whatever the y value was, we now need to double it. So this point here had a y value of -2. Double it to make it -4. This guy was at +4, double it to make it +8. This guy was at 0, double it, and it's still 0. Same with this point here. So you have a stretched out version of your original guy. Number 19, negative f of x. This is a vertical flip because it's on the outside. So when you were adding -2, that means you're literally multiplying everything by -1. So -2 will become +2. +4 from your original will become -4. If it was 0, well, it's just going to stay just as 0. So this guy should be flipped upside down. Number 20 is a tough one because you have multiple steps. So it's telling us order of operations to multiply by 1/2 and then move them up 3. So multiplying -2 by 1/2 brings it up to -1, and then we're going to shift up 3 from there. This guy was at 4. We're multiplying by 1/2 brings them down to 2, but then adding 3 gives it 1, 2, 3 up to 5. A guy at 2 multiplied by 1/2 is still 2. Move him up 3. And then same with this point here. Was at 0, still at 0. Add 3. And you should have a flatter version and shift it upwards. Now, to write them backwards, going in the opposite direction, just look at how things changed. So this guy was right here at this point, and he shifted, it looks like, up 2 and over 1. Check that for the next point, which would have been here. Did he go up 2 and over 1? Yes, he did. So we do have shifts, not stretches. So this would be, to go up 2, it would be +2 on the outside. To go to the right 1, I would need a -1 on the inside. For 22, same thing. Your first point was at, was it 6? Yeah, at 6, -2. So it looks like this is going 1, 2, 3 down and 1, 2, 3 to the right. Oh, my apologies. It should have been beginning at 5 right there, which means this guy starting was at 5. So let's see how he shifts. He does shift down 1, 2, 3, and he shifts to the left 4. So even write that down. To the left 4 and down 3. So g of, it was x, and we're going to add or subtract where we need to. To go to the left 4, that means I need a +4 on the inside. To go down 3, that means I need a -3 on the outside. Number 23, okay, what I'm going to look at first, to get from this point here to that point, I shifted, it looks like, up 4. But this point right here did not shift up 4. So it can't be a shift, it's going to have to be a stretch. So how do I get from 2 to 6? I multiplied by 3. This point right here, from 0 to 0, well, yeah, I'm multiplying by 3. How about this point? It was at -2, now it's at -6. Yes, that also multiplied by 3. So it looks like all I'm doing is multiplying my original function, each y value, by 3. And now the last one is the trickiest to see, but you kind of have to just look at it and say, well, I noticed that everything's flipped around. Which axis did it flip over? It would be the y-axis. This would be a horizontal flip going from left to right. That means from my original function, I'm making the inside my negative. There you have it. The main thing you need to be worrying about, especially if you know those 5, you should be able to do everything on here. Best of luck.